on your right, Chad's on your left. So Mark's undefeated in this. Undefeated, he's on the left, and he wins his division. Let's give Mark a hand, folks. First place.
Sideways, Daniel gets the hand. Actually can't finish. Mark Cricket sideways.
Mark Cricket, your winner, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Mark.
Big win from Mark, sending Scott to the losers bracket.
Mark Cricket, your winner.
Mark Cricket is your winner.
Let's go. Mark Cricket, your winner.
My name is Mark Cricket. Most days you can catch me in the gym doing something like this.
Always on the run.
Oh, that hurt my shoulder. I've been a strength and conditioning specialist in Central Oregon for the past 15 years.
Dude, keep these tight in a stretch.
I was bored, a shotgun in my
I
hand.
have an amazing wife, great kids, and a close relationship with the Lord.
I'll make my final stand.
And when I'm not in my gym busting a move, I'm thinking about busting someone's hand back on the arm wrestling table. I love winning, and I train to win, but losing in this sport is inevitable. It's how you respond that separates the men from the boys. Before I was introduced to arm wrestling, my life evolved around powerlifting. And being as strong as I possibly could underneath the barbell. After 20 years of football, powerlifting, and more than a few bad decisions on a motorcycle, longer function like they used to. In 2013, I was introduced to the sport of arm wrestling. Nano Cruz, Jody Williams, Darren Warkana, and Ryan Lance made up a small team in Central Oregon called Twisted Wrist. It didn't take me long to realize arm wrestling was my new addiction. My wife and I joined the team, and we immediately began preparing for the battles that lay ahead.
Get in the strap! Get in the strap!
Eventually, I'm going to feel your weakness and come in for a press.
That's one way of doing it.
We would often travel all across the state of Oregon, Washington, and California to join other teams to practice and hone our skills.
Slip. We're going to the strap.
How's that feel? You say okay, dude. I'm here. I'm right here.
By the end of the first year of competition, I had gone undefeated on both hands in the amateur division, and my confidence began to soar on the arm wrestling table.
Okay, ready?
In 2015, I decided to set my goals to competing in the AAA Amateur Nationals held in my home state of New Jersey. With the help of my teammates and training partners, I felt prepared and ready to reach the goals I had set.
So I hate when I got adrenaline going.
At the end of the day, both my wife and I were amateur national champions. Next up, we set our sights on the Amateur World Championships held near Anaheim, California. In October of 2015, my wife and I, along with 3 other arm wrestlers from Eugene, Oregon, traveled 1,000 miles south to compete in the amateur division for the last time. But even when we're on the same team, my buddy Will and I are competitive about everything.
Okay, what's the time?
I'll have 12 pounds. I'll be 12 pounds heavier from the time of weigh-ins till the time we go to leave tomorrow.
And babe, what's your guess of what you're gonna weigh?
What I'll weigh?
255.
Wait, you're gonna weigh?
I'll weigh more than him, and don't matter what it would be.
You already weigh more than me.
No, wait, 12 pounds, so mine will be 12 and a half.
Oh, challenge accepted.
After checking out Muscle Beach, the team visited the original Gold's Gym where they filmed the famous Pumping Iron.
Go through the poses. I want to see a double bicep. Front double bicep. Most muscular. Side chest.
William of the Din Titty Class.
Maybe the coolest part of our trip was getting to meet one of the actors from the arm wrestling movie Over the Top.
Told me what table to go. And all of a sudden they say,
Gabe, please report to table 2. They set me up.
Yeah.
And I hear that, and I turn to look, and I see the big giant, you know?
6'6".
Oh, 6'6".
Finally, it was time to pull the tournament. And as my friend Will Dinwiddie would say,
Yes!
go beast mode.
Yeah, baby! Go! Yeah, you've been living on the edge of a broken dream. Let's go! Yeah, it's the only thing you'll ever take away from me. I'm never gonna stop, ain't never gonna drop. Ain't no different than it was before. So take some good advice, you better stop and think twice before you take your first step out that door. If you wanna step up, you're gonna get knocked down. If you wanna step up, you're gonna get knocked down.
And your champion, Aria.
Yeah!
After it was all said and done, I was able to finish undefeated on both arms, and our team finished first place by a landslide. It was a trip I won't soon forget. ...2016 was an epic year on many levels.
Come on, Mark. Pull it, pull it, pull it. Finish, finish, finish. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, baby. 9-10. Yeah.
I married my best friend and soulmate. A few months later, we found out we were pregnant with our first son. Unfortunately, I was only able to compete in one tournament this year. My buddy and rival, Will Dinwiddie, and I had back and forth battles, and for the first time in our careers, he was able to beat me. This was a testament to his work ethic and motivation for me to work harder.
Fucking 2-finger hold on your thumb, dude.
You know.
Soon after, I was finally able to have a few surgeries I needed to repair old injuries I've accumulated. It didn't exactly keep me off the arm wrestling table.
Yours, you take mine, and we'll stretch those ligaments out.
Any chance I got to learn from an elite arm wrestler, I took it. Herman McCoy is a master at catching his opponent in the hook.
Yeah, I can catch that, man. Stop that. Yeah.
And Brian Brandon is among the best top rollers in the sport today. The Mackin brothers from Kelso, Washington are some of the best arm wrestlers in the Pacific Northwest. They set the standard to which all other arm wrestlers are compared to in the surrounding area. They've also shared a lot of valuable information that has allowed me to progress as a puller. Even if it meant sneaking a win on them from time to time. It usually doesn't take long for the personal trainer and me to take over on the table. I enjoy helping other arm wrestlers improve and work to get better.
Look at your hand. Analyze your opponent's hand. Elbow close to your body. There you go. Now stop putting pressure on his wrist. Good. Get high. Stay high. You're doing good. Just separate his bicep. Come straight down his bicep, not sideways down. Yeah. Only because Mark was instructing me.
Okay, see, I got that one on.
Perhaps the most influential change in 2016 came with the specificity approach toward our training and the gym environment we chose to train in.
pin.
Transition. It's like in the middle of a match.
Yeah. There you go. You got it. There you go.
Early in our career, my wife and I would often travel to hardcore gyms like the Prezi's Gym in Portland, Oregon, to train as heavy as we could and test our strength progressions.
Yeah, you got it.
2, 1.
In 2015, we decided to start building our own home gym with random equipment we found on Craigslist. I would often have the guys on the team come over and train as much as possible. Eventually we decided, in order for us to progress to the level we wanted, I needed to build a gym with no limitations. I researched the best powerlifting, strength building, and arm wrestling specific equipment that is made today. The equipment we needed was well above what we could afford, so I spent the majority of 2016 building every piece of equipment we would need to train all the important components of arm wrestling. Home Depot, Lowe's, and Ace are where I got most of the materials to build each machine. One by one, I researched, designed, and built each piece of equipment until our gym was complete. When it was all finished, the project took me almost a year and a half in total to create the most custom self-made gym ever built. As 2016 came to a close, we began to set our sights to our return on the table and the new challenges that await us. Two 2017 started off with a bang, with the arrival of our newborn baby boy, Mark Anthony Prickett III.
Here, go to your bench. Go to your bench.
Almost 2 a.m. I just had my 5th bottle in like an hour, and I'm about to pass out. What's up, Grandma? Luckily for us, he quickly adapted to the sights and sounds of our gym as we began the grueling 12-week grind toward our first competition in over a year.
Okay. Close, go slower. Alright. Let's walk through this. Alright.
The first person I usually contact when I'm ready to get back on the table is my teammate and good friend, Jody Williams.
You're still a little high.
In the arm wrestling world, he's known as Chocolate Thunder.
I am Jody Williams. A lot of people call me Chocolate Thunder. I've been arm wrestling for 7 years now. Let's see here. 5 big tournaments in the West region. I would say LA Expo, okay, the Anaheim Expo, the US Open, you got the Europa in Phoenix, Arizona, and you can toss a coin because you have the Brzezinski Cup in Utah. That's always a good one. That takes place in November. The US Open, in my opinion, is the most prestigious tournament on the West Coast. We've had tournaments in the past that included John Brzezinski, Kenny Hughes, Tom Nelson, Chris Chandler, Jordan Seal, list goes on and on. So in my opinion, that is the tournament that we all look forward to in the Northwest around the month of April and May. So It's like college football. You win the Rose Bowl when you live in this area. It's a big thing. And when you win that, that's how you know you made it in this region of arm wrestling.
After further discussion and analyzing which tournaments we wanted to compete in this year, we decided the U.S. Open would be the best tournament to make our return to the table.
The last couple U.S. Opens, like last year, who was there? Ryan Clark. Mac Taylor was there. Jacob.
That was huge.
Yeah. Fucking Seal, Topi, yeah.
Hoffman, Mac Telly.
The U.S. Open is put on by Bill Collins and his son Chris. Bill has been arguably one of the best promoters and head referees in the sport of arm wrestling for over the last decade. It's traditionally a very high quality event that attracts some of the best arm wrestlers from the surrounding states, making it the largest arm wrestling tournament in the Pacific Northwest. My wife had her first super match at the U.S. Open last year in 2016, which she was able to win 3-0. Now it was time to get to work.
Okay, so this is my training program. I created this program to get me as strong as I possibly could functionally. My number one goal is functional strength. My arm wrestling tournament coming up is obviously a strong influence in my training program. In my opinion, to be the best arm wrestler you possibly could be, you want to establish where you're weak, not necessarily where you're strong. It's a basic 4-day split. I have a pressing, a pulling, a leg, and an arm day. The first box is my compound movements, the important strength movements. The second box are the supporting exercises or auxiliary exercises that help get my compound movements stronger. And the third box down here, got a mixture of things, some exercises I just added in, some new machines that I built that I added in, and you know, sometimes I'd like to put, eventually I'm going to have more of the isolation exercises in there. Like my arm day, I wanted to break down my arm day into whatever components I thought were important to make my arm wrestling as strong as possible. So for like rising, I chose certain bicep exercises that I could see my progress on. You know, so for week 1, you know, I may have started off with 190 pounds or 200 pounds. Start off as my baseline set. And I wanted to establish a certain goal within that 12 weeks. And I wanted to be able to basically within that 12 weeks work my way toward that goal, and eventually try to break a PR and establish a new PR. A lot of injuries that I had to train around, and I have to manipulate my training and my decisions on what exercises I choose to train that day according to how I'm feeling. So if I'm not feeling very strong in a certain movement, I just don't train. Or if I'm not feeling strong, if I don't feel like that I can hit a PR that day, then then it just wouldn't be wise for me to train. I choose to either do active recovery or just not train at all.
I started training for the U.S. Open after the first week of February. The 6 weeks prior to this, my training was heavily focused on reintroducing heavy compound movements so that I could stimulate and prepare my central nervous system for the conditioning it would need for this coming strength cycle. My pressing movements would include heavy barbell presses, dumbbell presses, hammer strength presses, weighted dips, and heavy lying tricep extensions. My pulling movements were heavy T-bar rows, hammer strength rows, single arm dumbbell rows, cable rows, table rows, and pull down movements. For legs, I focused on box squats, lockout squats, hack squats, and various forms of deadlifts. My arm training included barbell curls, table curls, cable curls, and static holds to work the rising components of arm wrestling. For pressing, I use table presses, press downs, and single arm tricep extension. For cupping, I use my forearm machine, wrist machine, and cable system with various attachments. Lastly, for rotation, I use pronated curls, supinated press downs, and my rotation wheel. Now for the results. Although my lower body movements were not a primary concern in this program, I was able to gain an average of almost 10% in all my lower body lifts. My pressing had significant gains as well, adding 11 reps to my bench press, 35 pounds to my overhead press, and 5 reps to my lying tricep extensions, to name a few. My pulling exercises did just as well, gaining an average of 40 pounds to all my rowing movements. Because of the specificity of the program, my arm exercises received the most consistent gains, reaching every goal I set for each movement and breaking several all-time PRs. When the program was completed and the last weight had been lifted, all of the physical elements of strength that make me an arm wrestler were now ready for war.
No, I don't think so.
During the entire 12-week preparation, I tried to get as much table time as possible.
Middle table, I keep sliding forward.
Look how deep he's going. Look how tight he's going.
I'm just that strong, I can't help it.
My goals with practice and table time are always to refine each technique I've strengthened in my training. My priorities are to bridge the gap between the strength increases I see in the gym with real situations on the table and learn to strategically execute everything I've acquired efficiently.
As hard as you can, I'm just gonna hold.
US Open champion coming up. Let's go.
And I'm just trying to hold on for the ride and keep from pinning me.
Now fuck that. US Open's in May. Michelle Price will put it up, right? Okay. The 18th, right? March 18th. Wall, Oregon. Let's go. Ain't bullshit no more. Fuck that shit. Hooking, stopping.
Gotcha.
Looks good. Ready, go. Yeah, make them work, make them work, make them work, make them work. There you go, there you go. Open him up, Ryan, open him up. Use that big back, drag his ass out of that shit. Drag his ass.
15 seconds.
There we go, work that shit. He's getting tired, Ryan, getting tired.
Ain't gonna work, get your hand higher. Yeah,
We often practice different pulling scenarios on the table, like defensive positions, offensive positions,
Hook drag. Looks good. Ready, go.
our initial setups and engagements, also known as a hit,
Don't move, you just would go, so.
I know. I said then it's gonna be. I was telling you, don't move. Go. That was a false start. That was a false start. That was close though.
And plenty of strap work.
Come on, Oregon wall. Come on.
Ready? Go. 6, 5.
Sorry, my bad.
1, go. Keep going.
Woo! What's the next one? Hook?
Cup and then rotate. Cup and then rotate.
We're gonna see a reading. 2-minute gauge.
Once fatigue sets in, we turn our focus on endurance and pulling as many times as it takes until my arm is no longer competitive.
Same thing. Just gotta keep going until you guys start whipping my ass.
Let's get into the point where I can whip his ass.
Something one. Fuck me.
Nice.
We're not indestructible. Baby, better get that straight. I think it's unbelievable how you give into the hands of fate. But something's all worth fighting for. Some feelings never die. I'm not asking for another chance. I just wanna know why. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. Giving in can't be wrong. I don't know. I don't wanna drag you down, but I'm feeling like a prisoner, like a stranger in a no-name town.
Come on, Joel, there you go. Nice.
Afraid that could be you and me. Talking about what might have been. Thinking about how it used to be. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. Giving in can't be wrong.
Nine, up, 10, up, 11, up, 12, up, 13.
Baby, we can shed this skin. We can know how we feel inside. Instead of going down this endless road, not knowing if we're dead or alive.
7, up, 8, up, 9, up, 10, up, 11. Look out, baby! Where we at? Where we at?
There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. Giving in can't be wrong. No, there's no easy way out. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut. There's no shortcut home.
You're the war, you're the war. Dave, nice.
Slow up. Halfway there. Touch those ribs. 3 more and you're done. 2 more. Got to get all the way down though, no cheating. Last one, all the way down, all the way down. The most important things to me in my life are spending time with my wife and kids.
2 more. All the way up the top.
My number one priority is always to be the best husband and father I can be.
4. You count.
The week before I compete is a time I gather strength from the ones I love. It keeps my focus in perspective and reminds me how truly blessed I am to have them in my life.
We so good, now you're just silent.
I got your belly. I ate your ribs. When I'm not training myself or training a client, I'm usually building projects for my family, working on my truck, or catching up with my folks back east.
Mark and I first met in 2013. We started dating at the end of July, so we've been together now for about 4 years. Before I met Mark, I had never really competed in anything previously, but he kind of introduced me into the idea of competing in powerlifting and competing in arm wrestling. Made me feel like that was something that I was actually capable of and that I could become good at. We've both been competing since 2014. We were together for almost a year before our first competition in Willamina. The US Open is a really well-known tournament. There's usually some big names there. It's usually considered a pretty big deal if you're able to place or even win the US Open. Last year, I had gone to the US Open not to compete in the tournament, but to compete in a super match against Shauna Rubin, and I actually won that super match. So it was kind of a nice experience to be able to see what that tournament was like. We're expecting some good pullers.
Big ass shoulders. Watch your fullback. Watch your fullback.
Okay, Ryan, take over.
And a pretty good turnout. Bill Collins always puts on a really good tournament. Great guy, and he's done a lot of great things for the sport. So we're happy to go and support that as well. Mark's biggest strengths in arm wrestling would be his background in strength sports in general. He's been able to build a lot of strength just through powerlifting, and before that even football. I think that his force and his power that he'll bring to the table, it's on a whole nother level. So if he can learn to get his technique perfect and what works perfect for him as far as that goes, then his strength is going to be unstoppable.
I chose the U.S. Open as my first tournament back. Number one, because I really enjoy Bill Collins, all of Bill Collins' events. U.S. Open is actually probably one of the best, if not the best, arm wrestling tournament in the Pacific Northwest. You know, I want something that if I win and am successful in this, then you know, I know that I'm going in the right direction, and I know that you know, that I've improved pretty significantly on the table, and that what I'm doing in my training and you know what I'm doing in my research is working, and to continue that and to build on that. This particular tournament coming up, I'm not going to put stress on myself. I don't expect to win it. I'm just going to do as best I possibly can. I want to see that I've utilized all the new strength that I've worked so hard for, you know, over the last 16 weeks. My goal this year is to get stronger continuously throughout the year. For that to happen, I need to pick and choose my competitions wisely and have, you know, enough resting and training time between each competition. You know, I just want to improve and progress and continue to see that progression increase. You know, at every tournament. This is a pretty big investment. You know, anyone who's going to be a full-time arm wrestler, it's an investment in their life. If you want to be good, you're going to have to put the time in, training, research, and you know, table time in. So it can be a full-time job almost. And you know, I'm blessed enough in my life to where I'm able to dedicate a lot of time toward arm wrestling. So my goal would be to see that improvement, not progress, increase until I reach the highest potential that I'm able to. Of all the super heavyweights that will likely be at the U.S. Open, I believe the biggest threat starts with the Mackin brothers. David Mackin is arguably the fastest super heavyweight arm wrestler in the Pacific Northwest, and maybe the fastest in the whole Western region. Catching that hit is not an easy task. Darren Mackin has the biggest and maybe the strongest hand out of all the Mackin brothers. Establishing hand control would be a top concern. And then there's Big Daddy Devin Mackin. Devin would be my front runner to win the Supers this year. This dude is like a 300-pound freight train on the arm wrestling table and has been one of the top arm wrestlers in the Pacific Northwest. Outside of the Mackin brothers, it doesn't get any easier. David Lopez is a 6'3", 290-pound strongman that's been steadily climbing the ranks in the sport. It's only a matter of time until he's one of the best in Washington. My friend and teammate Ryan Lance is a quiet powerhouse that should never be taken lightly. His hook and wrist strength is enough to give anyone the run for the money. Chris DeLong is a fellow Oregon super heavyweight and is probably the biggest arm wrestler that will be at the U.S. Open this year. This guy's hands are like frying pans, and he has the lumberjack strength to back it up. Finally, the Ultra Beast, Will Dinwiddie. In my opinion, Will is the most improved arm wrestler in the Pacific Northwest over the past year. He's established himself as one of Oregon's top super heavyweight pullers, and is my chief competition in the state.
Oh, okay, so you're popping on every time.
My name is Will Dinwiddie, and I'm a gym owner and a professional arm wrestler. I've been arm wrestling for 3 years, but I originally started when I was 16. I not only compete in arm wrestling, I also compete in Moss wrestling. I compete in strongman as a middleweight and a heavyweight strongman. I compete in Highland Games as a thrower. I'm a Class B thrower. My accomplishments in arm wrestling include winning the 2015 Amateur World Championships in the 220 weight class, undefeated, both hands, alongside Mark, winning the 242s, Mark Prickett winning the 242s. Long-term goals in arm wrestling is to eventually be the best heavyweight on the West Coast. It won't be easy, but at least, you know, at least for one year, I want to be the best in the West. Time limits. I give myself time limits, so the reason why is because I want to create a sense of urgency in my training. I want to make it to where like I can't talk myself out of training because I have this goal that I need to hit by a certain date, and the only way I'm going to get there is if I don't miss training. You know, and I keep doing well in tournaments, and so I have to be measuring things constantly through tournament testing, and then through training, weightlifting. Those numbers have to increase too. That's kind of like how me and Mark do it. But you know, a lot of people have had a lot of criticism about that. But you know, we're winning tournaments, and so that's what ultimately matters, is who's winning. And so, you know, it's not just how much you arm wrestle, it's also where you're getting stronger. If you're working on the weak points, that's really how you're going to get to be your best. Is you have to weight train also and arm wrestle. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do one without the other and expect to be the best. I feel like you have to do it both. The U.S. Open is a big show. It attracts some of the best arm wrestlers on the West Coast. You get guys coming up from California, from Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana. You get people flying in sometimes from across the East Coast and stuff. But you get some of the best top arm wrestlers at the U.S. Open because it's a big tournament. It's like it's definitely a regional tournament, or like you know, it rivals the national championships. I feel like, because of the quality of competitors and the amount of people that compete. You know, you get a lot of people competing. And it's a big show. It's a great show. Bill Collins puts on a great show because he always has T-shirts for everybody. The medals are really nice. It's really well ran. The tables are great. The refs are great. You know, nobody's perfect, but you know, they're the most consistent like promoters and refs since I've been in the sport that I've come across. You know, like and I've come across a lot, and there are a lot of good refs out there, but those are the ones that I've seen consistently doing it. You know, and so Chris and Bill, like, they have a top-notch show. They run an A+ tournament. You know, about my thoughts on winning the U.S. Open, I wouldn't go to a tournament like that if I didn't believe I could win it. The top guys that I have to be able to beat, that I'm really excited to go up against, you know, or the Mackin brothers from Washington. There's Mark Prickett, if he comes, from Bend. You got Ryan Lance, also from Bend, if he comes. He's a good left-handed guy, so he'll be good competition for me. There's a guy named Ernest, but I'm not sure if he'll be a super heavyweight or if he'll be in the lighter weight class. Ernest is good, but I can beat him every time now, so it doesn't matter to me if I go up against him. He's just another block I got to check off the list of wins to get to the top. David Lopez stands no chance against me left-handed. Right-handed is his only chance at me. But once I get my setup down and everything, once I figure my right out, he'll never beat me again. And I'm hoping that I can get that down this tournament, but I don't think I'm quite ready right-handed. But left-handed for sure, I can beat anybody. And so that's my goal, is to go there and beat everybody. That's what I do left-handed.
Pause, just like so. When you're done, I'm gonna go 53. Good. 4, more control. 5, 6. Here's the fun one right here. 7. Do 2 more. Last one, hold it all the way up. Alright, let's wrap that.
I'm Stephen Peebles from Redmond, Oregon. I'm a professional rodeo cowboy. I rodeo for a living. I ride bareback bucking horses.
So let's get behind Peebles' shoot number 1.
Seven-time National Finals qualifier and 2015 World Champion.
That
That is Frontier's full baggage. Full baggage, and he was a truckload. Step back, non-believers.
It fully hasn't even sank in yet that I got a truck in Polaris. I mean, words don't explain how happy I am right now. It's not often your career you get to win something like this.
I've known Mark for about 7 years, or maybe a little bit more. Had a good friend that was rodeoing, introduced me to Mark, and was training him, and I've seen him have a lot of results training rodeo cowboys. And I started training with him in 2010, and had trained with him for quite a few years, and then had a few injuries, and even took a little bit of time off, and immediately regretted it because I called him back and got right back in the gym and had him start training me to get back away.
4 more, slow her down a little bit, get quality reps in the last 2. Last one in deep, coming back, it's go down slow and come up slow.
Training for my occupation is huge. You got to be in top-notch shape. You got to have strong abs, and you got to be strong to hold on a bucking horse and make a controlled spur ride on a 14, 15-pound bucking horse getting up in the air and dropping out of there. So you got to be in definitely top-notch shape. Mark's always just had me in that top-notch shape and knows how to train a guy for what he does for a living and really adapt your training to what you do, and that's huge for me. Well, I've always chosen Mark as a trainer. He's different than a lot of other trainers because he will take and figure out what you do, whether it's soccer, arm wrestling, me, a rodeo guy, whether he knows it or don't know, he'll take the extra time to learn it and learn different things in that sport that you need to do or need to strengthen, and we'll put that into your workouts. Not everybody has that exact same regimen of a workout that he'll be doing actually research on what you do, and has done that a lot for me, and it's shown a lot of results. And it's pretty cool even just seeing what he does for himself with arm wrestling and all the machines he's made and how much time he puts in just for arm wrestling and other people for what they do. I think Mark's going to do really good. I think he's going to be on top. He's going to win first. I've seen how much he trains, how much self-discipline he has, how much he's always training to be the best, watching his competition and trying every single way to figure out how to get his arm stronger and really learn it. And it's pretty cool to see how much self-discipline he has on it and how good a shape he's in. So I think there's no reason why he wouldn't be on top.
The night before every event, my wife and I watch either Over the Top or Pulling John while we eat our dinner and discuss our final strategy leading to the event the next morning.
Are you nervous?
No.
Not nervous? How are you feeling? Prepared? That's good. Eating our carbs and protein in preparation.
You ain't gonna burn Vegas.
Your biggest threats this year at the U.S. Open?
You know, obviously we got the Mackin brothers. They're all 3 of them are, you know, genuine threats. They're all threats. All the Mackins are threats. You know, David Lopez is definitely a threat. Chris DeLong is definitely a threat. I'm not sure if Ryan's going to show up or not. You know, you never know with Ryan sometimes.
Yeah.
But if Ryan shows up, he's definitely, he's also a threat. Ryan, if he gets you in the hook, and he's another one that just seems to turn it on, you know, when it counts on the table.
Yeah.
I can beat Ryan 1,000 times in practice, but whenever we seem to go against each other in competition, man, he just seems to turn it on. My plan is to get a jump on Ryan this time to try to out. You know, everybody who's going to be there, you got to bring your A game. So I think everyone who's going to be there has potential to win against me.
Yeah. They're all worthy opponents.
They're all worthy opponents. So, you know, I can't say I'm going to go through anybody or I'm going to do well or I'm going to do bad. I think I'm going to do well. I'm confident and I'm prepared. And that's the best I can do. So I'd expect that to translate to good results.
What's your plan against him if he shows up tomorrow?
Devin?
Yeah.
It's hard to out-hit Devin. He's actually a lot faster than he looks.
Yeah, he's fast for his size.
Yeah. That's probably my best bet, is to kind of really load hard into his hands.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to open his hand up enough to where I'm able to top roll him. So.
What if David shows up?
David Lopez, he's got really long arms and really long levers, and you know, a huge grizzly bear hand. Him and Chris DeLong are like cut from the same cloth. Huge guys, big hands, long levers, a lot of advantages. I'm probably better off trying to attack their rotation rather than trying to go into her hand, but I still like to kind of open their hand up a little bit as I'm going inside, kind of more of a high hook if I can, and then just try to use my dragging strength
pull them out.
to try to pull them out.
Yeah.
But you don't want to get on the bad side with those guys. They just got a ton of leverage and body weight to use.
Yeah.
And their advantage.
How do you think Will's gonna do this year?
I think Will has a chance to surprise a lot of people. He's had a super good year, and
He's certainly been training for it.
yeah, I expect to see Will at the top. Will is a lot like me. His right arm, you know, it's somewhere in the middle of the mix probably. You know, we're both trying to figure out our right arms right now, trying to kind of figure out what we're gonna do with it. But we're both like really confident in our left arms, and we're both prepared and well trained for this. So, you know, we're like two bulls ready to get in the ring and find out what's gonna happen. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with
I think
that.
will happen if the two of you get each other on the first match, you know, fresh for fresh, left hand. That's both your guys' strong arm
It'd
right
be
now.
interesting. I'll say that. I think he's gonna get super hyped up to try to beat me at a big event like this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna really try to focus on staying calm and just having fun at this tournament. I want to win and do well, but all the guys I'm going against are all my friends, you know. So I'm still having fun with my friends.
Yeah.
I feel like if I have fun, I'm able to focus more and focus on the important things, you know, the setup and what angle I'm going to attack, and just kind of playing the game of arms, so to speak, rather than, you know, get nervous, have a bunch of adrenaline dumps.
Yeah.
And, you know, like sometimes you can lose a match before you even get to the table.
Upon arriving at the Chinook Winds Casino, I couldn't help but think about all the time and preparation that led me to this point. And for the first time in a long while, I started to feel nervous about my performance on the table. Once we were finished with registration, we were able to settle down and visit with some old friends and fellow arm wrestlers from around the Pacific Northwest. last thing I do before the competition starts is say the Lord's Prayer and ask God to keep each of my fellow arm wrestlers safe from injury.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
He told me his bicep is 18.5 inches. He's got a state title underneath his belt. Give it up for Tim Talmadge. This other gentleman's coming in at 5'10", 220 pounds, weighing 35. Give your hands together for Brian Kima.
This year, they started things off with an 8-man round robin, which included my teammate, Jody Williams.
Give it up for the Chocolate Thunder, Jody Williams. Put your hands together for David Lopez. And they call him the Ultra Beast. Give it up for Will Dinwiddie. Bert Carmelo. TJ Lewis. Small, maybe 15 inches. He's won the U.S. Open. He's won the Nationals. He's won the Oregon State. He's won WAL qualifiers. Give it up for Eli Saddle. 290 pounds to 165 pounds. So real quick, who do you think Tim's gonna win? Hold your arm up, Tim. Chocolate Thunder, Jody Williams. You're gonna be a crowd favorite. Man, what do you guys think? Is anybody out there for real? Going down to the lighter, guys. Is there any TJ fans out there? Show them TJ. Eli fans out there, give it up for
It took a few tough matches for my man Jody to get settled in. But it didn't take long for Chocolate Thunder to arrive. Eli Sadoff was able to win the 8-man round robin in dominating fashion. Although he might look like a Backstreet Boy, he's an absolute juggernaut in the 165-pound class. At only 23 years old, he has already established himself as one of the best pullers in the country and a rising star in the sport.
It was the lightest weight in the class, 165 pounds, going up against the 290 pounds. Give it up for Eli, he's the champion of the
Now it was time to start the tournament, and after months of waiting, it was finally my time to step up to the table.
Ricky. Go!
Maybe hit my mark. Mark Bigot. Good to see you back on the table, Mark.
Here we go, too much heat making. Knocked on it.
Brian on the left is no good. Mark on the right is making his comeback. Good to see you back on the table. That's a horsepower right there. Oh, man, we got a match. The elbow coming out of the party on Mark.
Go!
So we got a match. Mark's in him over the top. Hands on his hand.
Rotate, rotate!
There you go. Mark get one. Pressure up on the cup. Too often I see
Go! Ah!
Oh, we got a match.
after these class. Let's go, Mark. Here you go back, brother. Good to see you back on the table.
Second place, Devin Mackin. First place, Mark Cricket.
In the end, I was able to finish undefeated left-handed and gain some much-needed confidence and experience on the table. My wife was able to finish third place in the Women's Open division, but maybe the coolest thing is standing on that winner's platform with your friends and celebrating the process it took to get there, knowing you will all see each other soon when it's time to do battle once again. By the time we packed up and headed home, I was already thinking about the next tournament and couldn't wait to get back into the gym. It's an addiction that will no doubt be with me for the rest of my life. I guess you can say it's a side effect that comes with being a professional arm wrestler.
Back in the 90s. I thought I'd be cool, man. I'm getting old, though.
Double J, what about you?
Man, I'm here. I'm gonna be the rookie of the year. I'm gonna bring it to the best. I'm gonna go to the nationals, man. Get experience on the table.
I love it, man. Progress into something later down the road.
And not to be the rookie of the rear. Okay.
Every time I look in the mirror, all these lines on my face are getting clearer.
Oh yeah.
What is Don Underwood? Isn't that Don Underwood? Everybody's got their dues in life to pay. I know nobody knows where it comes and where it goes.
Look for a private video.
Say everybody's in, you got to lose to know how to win.
Give a fuck, he's broken.
And all the feelings come back to you. Sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the laughter, sing for the tear. Sing with me, just for the day. Maybe tomorrow the good Lord take you
He's attacking my rotation.
I'm getting beat up. Watch this one. Watch this. Watch this, ready?
sing with me, sing
There's
for
like
the
someone trying to
year,
talk.
sing for the laughter, sing for the tear. Sing with me, just for the day. Maybe tomorrow the good Lord take you away.
And I kicked his ass. I whipped that ass. You see it? I was like, ah! I was like, oh, to the head!
Alright. This is for the
Delete.
outtakes video.